Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here. Welcome back to another Cardano video. If you're new, make sure you hit the subscribe and the notification bell, because what I do here is all about Cardano ecosystem, and the overall crypto markets. So it's time to take a look back at the last week, what's going on. We'll look at Charles is touring Africa, give you a few quick updates on that. We had the Cardano360 event. To be honest, didn't get a whole lot out of that, but I will talk about that as well. We've seen Catalyst results are out. We've seen a few implementations of smart contracts by a few of the projects out there. I'll show you them. It's good to see that. Sheldon Evans put out a video about Cardano. We will talk a little bit about that as well as looking at the overall markets and where we are right now, where Bitcoin is, where Cardano is, and where the overall flow of things looks to be going over the next while. Again, these will all be my own interpretation of it, no financial advice. And if you're looking for someone to give you hopium or tell you we're going to the moon next week, then this probably isn't going to be the channel for you. But if you want realistic opinions of the markets and my overall honest thoughts, then do stick around. Give the video a like, let me know your own thoughts down below as well, and don't forget to share it out. If you want to really support the channel, then please do consider delegating to the Cardano stake pool under the ticker PAUL as well, and let's jump into it. Okay, so I already put out a video this morning with Rob and Josh from Cornucopias, an update on how things are going. So they are building a game, a full metaverse on top of Cardano. So I done an interview with them about 2 months ago. They've now released a new trailer demo that shows the island or the bubble that every single person who plays the game is going to get. So we had a chat about that. It's a project that I am excited to see where it goes. So I will put a link to that down below as well. We had Cardano360 this month as well. Didn't really get a huge amount of new information. You can see the timestamps down here if you want to check it out. Looking back at the summit, talking about community, Plutus capstone event, Project Catalyst. Looking back at the mid-month update, which I was hoping to get a bit more on the PAB to get specific dates maybe on when we would have that, because that is what is holding back a lot of the dApps launching or doing their final testing. But we didn't get any updates. It was just kind of re-showing what was shown in the mid-month update. So the way it goes on, it's still November is the time frame, but nothing more specific than that. So then the rest of it, you guys can check that out as well. I will put a link to this down below. Sundaeswap, we're on it as well, talking about the DEX. I get that question all the time. When is the ISO? When is the launch? I don't have a date on that yet, but as soon as they're ready to come back on and talk about it, then I will have them on as quick as possible. What else do we have? So Project Catalyst, the results are out for Fund 6. So congratulations to all the projects that have got funded within that. I will put a link to this down below as well, where you can check out the different projects. It links off to the Google Drive doc here, where you can see all of the different projects, the different votes, up votes, down votes. And then if you scroll further down, you will be able to see a bit further down, you will be able to see what projects actually got funded there as well. So what else do we have? So Charles as well is touring Africa at the minute. So you can see lots of different pictures on his Twitter. Yeah, this one yelling, once again talking about taxing unrealized capital gains. It's crazy to me that somebody can get to the position she's in and not think of how this affects not cryptocurrency, even outside of it, how it affects companies, startups, everything in general, how it would completely cripple everyone if they started doing something so stupid as taxing unrealized capital gains. It will stop so many markets. So I think it's crazy to even think that might come into play, but who knows? I might do a full video on that. Bit sidetracked. But anyway, look, Charles has different videos up. I know people have said he's a bit quiet. He has been quiet on YouTube. If you follow on Twitter, you'll see he was there with the World Mobile guys in Zanzibar. The interesting one was not even on his own one. Actually, he put it up here about dropped by the Ministry of Education today to look at how things are going with Ethiopia, which was the rollout to 5 million students for Atala Prism. But the interesting one to see here as well is the Ministry of Finance for Ethiopia put out the tweet as well with some of the pictures just talking about that meeting too. So again, good to see that things are moving along there. And look, things like this are not going to spike the market the way the release of DeFi or stuff like that could. To me, this is all the long-term play. And again, one of the reasons that I am within Cardano for the long term is because I see where they're going and the stability we should have over the next few years. There was another one, so they did sign an MOU today as well with Burundi. Once again, it is more a long-term play than something that could pump the markets in the short term, but it's bringing in lots of real-world use case for Cardano. What else do we have? So Sundaeswap as well as being on Cardano360. They did release this update here, just a quick video looking at an integration that they have with Nami Wallet. So I've mentioned Nami Wallet before when I done the video on NFTs and looking at the Spacebuds marketplace. I showed Nami there. So it shows the integration that they have for setting up a pool and looks really good. We need to get this type of stuff out into the market as quick as possible. Another implementation as well here you can see with Nami Wallet was Vyfi. So they've now set up staking with their NFTs. So the NFT was dropped to anyone who got involved in the ICO. I did buy in on the very last day of the ICO to test out the process and how it all went. Kind of sorry I didn't buy in with a bigger amount, but we'll see how things go. I've tested out the staking process. Works very well. You can see that on 90 days I will be earning 1.2 Vyfi per day. So I'll keep you updated on that, and I might have Stephen on the channel next week to talk about where they are and when we could potentially see a launch there as well. One other project we've seen this week launching smart contracts was Tokun NFT marketplace. So now we do have a full NFT marketplace on top of smart contracts for Cardano, which is a really great step to see. Again, I have had a quick chat with one of the team members and I might have them on the channel. I think it's another week or two before I will. We'll talk then about how this all works. Essentially, it's taking a lot of the trust out of it, that you don't have to trust the team. You trust the smart contracts to manage the funds, to manage the bids, and also manage the NFTs that are up for sale as well. But I will dig into that once we are up to the interview with the team. But great to see things like this rolling out, which is a full trustless exchange now for NFTs. Okay, and we'll just touch on Sheldon Evans' video on Cardano as well, and his thoughts that Cardano won't make you rich. So again, if you're following my videos regularly, you will have heard me talk about that I don't see a 10x within Cardano from here, and that is within this bull cycle. Over the next few years, then yes, things like that are definitely possible. And just because I say it's not possible, well, nothing is impossible. It's possible, but highly unlikely we'll see it in this bull cycle. It doesn't mean that I'm selling off my ADA because I think another coin can 10x or this or that. This is where it comes down to how you split your portfolio. For me, ADA, Bitcoin make up a big portion of my portfolio. I do own other currencies as well, and currently I'm actively searching out projects that are building on Cardano to see, can I invest in them now, or when can I actually invest in them? Because it's the projects that are building like that that I think are going to explode. They're the ones that will give you the 10, 20, 30 X's when they do launch and when all of this infrastructure does come online. But they also carry a lot higher risk as well. And I'll talk about my strategy for them once we get closer to it, because without a PAB, without all of that, the DApps, the majority of them are not going to launch until we have that, until that's out, tested, and then the DApps can actually launch then. So there where I see the bigger gains with ADA. To me, yes, 2, 3, maybe even 4x is still possible within this cycle. I think we're going to miss the start of the parabolic run for altcoins just because the overall market is looking at what projects have right now. On the outside, they don't fully see everything that's going on with Cardano, with the real world utility that's been built, which for me, again, is all in the long term. When you bring in real world use cases, that is going to help us so much over the next while, but not right now in this current bull cycle. So to that degree, I do agree with them that from our, we'll say $2 ADA, it's not going to give you the massive multiples that other coins potentially will. But again, to me, it's still one of the safer options as well out there. And when it does kick off, then Who knows what is going to be possible? It will all depend on how quickly that happens, where the overall market is at the time that we get the DeFi infrastructure launched, and also get scalability up there, because anytime we get NFT drops, and this isn't saying the NFTs are doing anything wrong, it's the actual network starts to really slow down as so many transactions are thrown at it at once. So again, all of them types of things need to be sorted out as well before DeFi comes on board, and before we get all the DEXs, the money markets, everything like that. But again, I just wanted to touch on that and say he's not putting foot out against Cardano. He's actually analysing what is going on with a critical look, and as far as I remember from the video, he hasn't sold all of his ADA yet, still holds some of it, but has just sold off a big portion of that. So that's just touching on that of what I see. Long term, still very, very bullish on where Cardano is going. Short term, might struggle to keep up with some of the other coins. That probably leads us in here. Let's refresh CoinGecko. So we can see Bitcoin back up to 61, just over 61,000, and Cardano, when I talk about stable as well, I don't mean a stable coin. I mean just something that I trust within my portfolio. For the long term, you can see Cardano down here at $2 right now. Overall, over the last 24 hours, Decentraland up 57, huge gains. SafeMoon, Basic Attention Token, Axie Infinity. Let's see what's down. Not too bad, not anything majorly down. Now, within relative to cryptocurrency, let's go over and take, actually, I have been sharing more up-to-date stuff on this. Anyone who wants more kind of up-to-date about what my overall thoughts on the market are, then make sure you follow on Twitter or Discord or Telegram. The links are all below. But you can see I was sharing this earlier in the week about ADA. We'll talk about that when I get to the charts. But then a few days ago, I seen this tweet here by Kai Young, and it was about how over-leveraged the market was. So I said that potentially we're going to see some flash wicks to liquidate some of the longs that were there on the leverage market, because people were getting overconfident in the market, and the next day we seen the market trying to wipe out a lot of the longs that were there. We seen some of the big, not even just wicks down, pullbacks and holding on, getting support before pushing up again, but I'll show you that on the chart. And this website here, when I posted this, I got lots of questions on that. This is buybt.com. Really great website for keeping track of what's going on with different coins. Where is all the liquidations? Where is the different market stats? So you can check this out here. You can see the green here is all of the longs that were liquidated the other day when the market dropped. You can see back here in history where we have had the different drops in the market, where leverage has helped, I suppose, speed up where we're going, where when we're dropping in the market, you can see as positions get liquidated, that means that they have to sell into the market, and it causes the price to drop even further. If we look at this here, this is where the Bitcoin chart is. So when we're talking about it the other day about being over leveraged, we're in around here. Then we got the drops to basically clear out the market. If we look at this in the hourly, you can see it better. So had the drops to clear out the market, cleared a lot of the longs, people being overconfident in the market. And we seen it again yesterday as well. We seen at 7 o'clock yesterday evening an absolutely crazy candle. If I actually go in to show you how quickly this one happened. So here we go on 5-minute candles. You can see going from 60, so we had recovered back up after that drop that wiped out some of the longs, back up over $61,000, and it wicked down to 57 on this chart here, but I've seen other charts that it went down to $56,000, which is crazy. And it's actually all nearly within a minute, this big red candle here, but very quickly the market got bought back up. So speculation on why that happened, potentially a big sell. There's also options expiring today. I heard price targets of $56,000 was where some of the big players in the options market needed the Bitcoin price to be down. Potentially this was them trying to get down to that level, but it got bought up very quickly. To me, things are looking very, very bullish right now for the overall crypto market. You can see right now trying to break out of the, we'll call it just a mini downtrend here over the last week or so. breaking out of it at the minute on the hourly. We'll see how this plays out over the next few hours. I think once we get the options expiry out of the way today, over the weekend into next week, could be very, very good, not just for Bitcoin, but for cryptocurrency overall, for the altcoin market too. If we look at the ADA price, you can see, you might have seen it in the tweet, and get rid of the RSI just for now. This is what we're watching about here, getting tighter and tighter until we got the break. Now, the overall market got the break. As you can see, down in around this zone again, $1.89 to $2. The zone I've talked about a lot over the last while have been the big buying pressure for Cardano. Did hold this level, so that was a positive to see. Briefly wicked down through it, but when we come back down again, all in around here is where we got the buying pressure. So what we really need to see for the ADA price, again, something crazy here happening. We had a big spike up and then sell off. That was with the Bitcoin one that I showed you there a minute ago as well. But you can see stabilized again. What we're doing now is looking to get the support in around this $2 level to start moving to the upside. I don't see any huge moves for Cardano on the chart. We have broken out of this zone here, so ideally we have to get back up here towards that 225, start testing that level again. But until we get the fundamental news of what is coming for Cardano, when we can actually see markets and everything launching on top of Cardano, that is what's really going to help us push up here. For now, as Bitcoin, as the overall market pushes to the upside, it will pull the ADA price up as well. I do see that. But for ADA to actually start breaking on this chart here, the ADA BTC chart, which is the important one to always keep an eye on, for us to start really breaking up towards these zones again, we need to get into all of the markets launching on top of Cardano. That will be the big catalyst that will, in my opinion, come before the end of the year. We're going to see other coins shooting off before that. So what people do, whether they decide to go into other coins and try and get back into ADA in time, that's completely up to yourselves. For me, it's just not worth the stress. For me, I do have portions of my portfolio that I do that. But for me, my bigger ADA bag, it's not been sold off now to try and make it bigger. I'm going to hold that, let it sit on the side, keep staking. And then I have other parts of my portfolio that I use to go in and out of the markets then. So again, on this chart here, we talked about 3,000 to 3,200. Let's actually just put it in here. So this is the area we were talking about. 3,000 to 3,200 was the area that I was talking about for the last while, about if we do come down to it to get the support. So far, have been getting that support. So we'll watch how that plays out over the next few days. And again, I'll put out updates probably early next week. We'll revisit the charts and see how things are looking then. So then the giveaway that I announced the last day for the ADA Ape, let's do that now. So I copy the link, go into the YouTube random generator, and just before this, can I include replies, filter comments? No, it doesn't let me. Does it let me enter each name? No, it doesn't let me put in what it needs to include. Comment needs to include the word ape for the winner. So whatever the first comment that comes up here with the word ape, that's what will be the winner. So we have Martin Barto. Thanks for the vid. Hope to see an interview with Maladex in the future. Maybe an interview with Adex in the near future. I'd love to get an ADA Ape. So congratulations, Martin. You are the winner. I will comment under your post as well, and we can arrange to send it over. I'll need an ADA address for that as well. Thanks for watching, guys. I do hope people got some value from this. If you did, please do share it out there. Let me know your own thoughts to this, even if they're completely different to my own thoughts on the market right now. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.